right. So now I'm so relieved I'm going to get sleeping pills. Okay. And here I am there's a bus from Newark going over to New York, and you go along the river there by all the refineries. It looks like hell, you know. But there's seagulls flying around, and for the first time now in 5 or 6 weeks, I can see the sky during the day. I'm in a windowless room, don't forget, right? And at the third or fourth day, there's a little Peruvian next to me. He says, I hate to think we're going to be in there at 10 o'clock tonight, you know. And this is 8:30 in the morning, because school finishes at 5, but then you got a program, and you got to go back over there. You might get a little bite and then go over there and do your programming. So we were putting in 40, 50, 60, 70-hour weeks right away. Mm-hmm. And then the class manager, this big fullback, he comes over, says, now here's how you fill out your time card there now. 8, okay, like that. So I put 12, 72, right? And I handed in. Yeah, I mean, I was just a pissant, right? I still am, I guess. But what's this, Shayne? You know, I told you I'll fill. Oh, yeah, I forgot, Ron. So, excuse me, you're 8888, right? Just wanted to make the point, you see. So now I'm against competition. I don't even fill out my cards right. So all they want to do is get rid of me. So I get over to New York, and this is wonderful. On Madison Avenue, they've got a computer in the showroom, right? And when I was like 13, my cousin Billy Atkins came to Chicago. He was working for IBM. Took me to the IBM building on Michigan Avenue. We looked in through the window, and the lights were going on the computer. This light show on the back of the computer. Wow. As you know, the computer filled the whole floor of the building. And it was all eyewash. There were just little circuits in these huge boxes, right? But I remember I said to him, do you understand what the lights are saying? Oh yeah, another lie. No one understands what the lights are saying. That's just the culture of the lie. Anyway, so I go in, I'm so early, while I'm waiting, I see a demo there, and we take some customers in, and this guy shows a demo of an animation on a computer screen. I mean, you see a beam bend as they put a weight on the beam. Stuff which today is a joke. That you'd never seen anything like a beam bend live, you know. So I got to see this show about the big computer, and then I got to go upstairs to the doctor's office. Okay, and remember I'm on Madison Avenue, right? So I get out of the elevator on the 3rd floor, and you know the soap opera General Hospital, that little reception area with the little desk and the girls with the thing. There it is, except it's about 1/3 the normal size you see on TV. They've made a miniature General Hospital in the IBM building, I think. So, Mr. Nelson, Dr. Goodhart is waiting for you, right? So, Dr. Goodhart, get this. So she walks me about 7 steps right around the corner to the doctor's office, and it's lined with books to the ceiling. Hit this wall and this wall and this wall, except he can touch every wall without getting up from his chair, right? He got 3 walls full of books. Doesn't have to get up to reach them. He's in a big closet, right? Dr. Goodhart. And I'd never seen the half reading glasses, expensive ones on the nose and the graying hair. He was like straight out of Central Casting. So he says to me, do you ever get depressed? So I say, all the time, right? I'm not going to lie, right? Yeah, in fact, I said, I came back to America from France. I thought I could maybe get some psychiatric help, right? Some free psychiatric help, because I couldn't afford the other kind. So he starts scribbling away like crazy on this thing, and he says, well, did you ever think of, I just happen to know, Mr. Nelson, that Dr. Liverstone or whatever is free right now. And he's right here in the complex if you'd like to talk with him, right? You want to talk with him. I said, I just want sleeping pills. I told him you were going to give me some sleeping pills. He says, yeah, but you came, why don't you talk to him? He's here, he's available. So it's like a trap. They got a trap all set up for him, I see. I don't know it, but my career at IBM's over at this point, right? They think so. Normally, I'm on the grease slide at this point, right? When they send you to see the shrink, forget it. It's all over. It's just how long it's going to take to get you.
To get rid of it.
Yeah. So I go see the new doctor. I wish I could remember his name. And he's black. First time I seen a black person in IBM. And he's got buckle shoes. You got to understand, nobody in IBM has got buckle shoes. And he's got a mustache. Nobody, 8,000 people working for IBM. Nobody has a mustache, but this shrink does. He kind of looks like one of these black heroes, detectives or whatever.
Are you wearing your suit? Your IBM
yeah,
suit?
I'm all dolled up, right? And he's better dressed than me. He's got boots with buckles, you know.
Oh.
And his office, if possible, is even smaller than Goodhart's because of the hierarchy, right? And it's pitch dark in there, right? You got no light, all the blinds are down. So I says, I just want sleeping pills. He says, all right, I'll give you sleeping pills, and but you got to come back every week and see me, okay? You know, until you finish your training, right? So I don't know. I don't think he even said that. That happened later because I went back to see Goodhart, and Goodhart said to me, all right, Mr. Nelson, you're through here down in New Jersey. We're sending you back to Boston.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Goodhart said that, the doctor?
Yeah.
The IBM doctor?
Yeah.
We're sending you back.
Yeah. You're finished, right? Just because I said I get depressed and I needed sleeping pills. And I mean, Dan, you gotta understand, I was destroyed. We haven't slept for weeks, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
So
man.
you went back to Boston?
No, fortunately. This is where the saga begins. I get back over there. We had a social thing going on. Played basketball every evening instead of programming and so on. But I was still I had top grades until they sent me to the shrink. This was like week 7 out of 10 or 8 out of 6 out of 10. I get back there and we're dressing up for basketball and I'm telling them, thank God, man, I'm out of here. I go back and be sleeping in my own apartment tonight. And one of the guys said, his brother worked for IBM. He says, you're fucked, man. You're out of, you're through, man. Your career's down the drain. You better finish school. So the next morning I get up and I call Dr. Goodhart. Now I got to tell you, one of the other things we got from Tom Watson, he gives these beautiful, huge fold-out things, beautiful kind of, not pamphlets, like maps. Well, they fold out pictures and everything. And he gave us one about open door policy. In fact, it might have been the same one as about the ducks, right? If you disagree with your boss, all you do is you go to his boss. That's called open door policy. And if his boss comes down on your side, they'll get rid of your boss and give you a job. I mean, they didn't say that in the pamphlet, but that's a basic idea, right?
Tom Watson had that in one of his pamphlets.
Yeah.
Was he the CEO or the president?
Yeah, he was CEO of IBM, and they were doing real well. They just sold $15,000 million computers, figure it out. Well, actually, they never sold. They just leased you. You could not buy an IBM computer then.
Is that right?
Yeah, had to rent it by the minute, basically. They knew what they were doing, right? So, IBM. Yeah, so...
So you called Goodhart back?
Yeah, and I said, I'm not going back to Boston. He says, what do you mean you're not going back to Boston? I said, who? I said, I didn't do anything wrong, All I did is ask for sleeping pills and tell you I get depressed now and then, and you threw me out of school. That's ridiculous. I said, I'm staying. And he says, no, you're going back to Boston. I said, who's your boss? because Tom Watson had told about the open door policy, right? I says, who's your boss? There's this long silence, right? And then he says, what do you want, Mr. Nelson? I said, I told you what I want. I want to finish school. And he says, come here to see me. So back I go. Second day holiday for school. Now I'm already not going to school and I'm getting paid, right? So I go over on the bus and now I see the psychiatrist again. And I have to agree to come and see him every week. And they're going to let me go back, right? And now another lie. I told him, when he says, come over and see me. And I said, but they're expecting me in Boston, you know. And he said, I'll call Boston and tell them you're coming to see me. He didn't do it. This is IBM. They just lie through their teeth. This is all set up.
They lie through their teeth.
Yeah, this is all set up to get me out of there now. So he tells me, now I'm AWOL in Boston while I'm sitting in his office. Because he told me that he's going to tell them, right? So, but I'm happy as can be. 2 days. I don't know, this is going to wreck my career in IBM because it's the 2 days, we get 5 days to learn each language. And this is the 5 days they're teaching assembler. So I had this big problem I never learned assembler worth a damn. And it kept me from some real opportunities coming up later on. So back I went, but now I was, my grades start going like this, right? Naturally, because I was missing class all the time. I lost all of assembler and all that and so on. And plus, I figure I was the bad boy, so I was playing basketball every night instead of programming and so on. I love basketball. So finally, along comes the final exam, okay? And I just didn't go. I figured I'm not going to get a fair grade on the final exam because they've been pulling me out of class to see so I just didn't go. Right? So I get back to Boston, finish school, get back to Boston. You're fired. Guy I've never seen before, right?
You're kidding.
Yeah, there's all these managers from the Korean War vets. They all got crew cuts. They all got little cigars. They all got offices without even a piece of paper on the desk, right? And they're the managers, you know. You're fired, right?
This is a guy in Waltham?
Yeah. He'd never seen me before, right? So he's like, well, first he said, what happened down there, Shayne? Right? I told him, just like I just told you, the same story. And when I get all through, he says, you're a liar. He said, I got it all here, what happened down there, right? He's got this, just like the draft board, only now IBM, I got a file, right? like this thick, right? So then he says to me, we can't have you walking up and down 128, driving up and down 128, telling people the truth.
He didn't say that.
Yeah. Right? Because they had told us, like, if someone says, this is our expert on teleprocessing, for example, just keep your mouth shut. We'd been instructed like that, and they now knew I'm not the kind of guy who keeps his mouth shut. So he was quite honest with me, right?
So he fired you.
Yeah. So I says, who's your boss?